Rumors are that allegedly Candiace Dillard Bassett has officially been fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac. How did she lose her champagne glass? And can she get it back? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Candiace Dillard Bassett has officially been fired at the Real Housewives of Potomac. How did she lose her champagne glass? And can she get it back? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. But before I get started, I want to shout out Tissa Tales for being the first to break this story based off a blind item from a Bravo Universe blog. I'm not sure the name of the blog, but in Tissa's video regarding Candiace allegedly being fired, she did link the blog in her description. So with that being said, kinfolk, here's what my sources in Potomac have told me about this potential blind item that seemingly is pointing towards Candiace. And here it goes. First, my sources have told me that Bravo has allegedly been looking for a replacement for Candiace since the season 5 fight. Now, what my sources have told me is that allegedly Bravo producers of the Real Housewives of Potomac allegedly felt like Candiace was the person who was responsible for Monique attacking her and causing all of that season 5 drama. Now, that for me was a little hard to believe because Candiace was the victim and Monique was the attacker. However, these ladies do film over several seasons. So there could have been some scenes or some things said or done by Candiace that could insinuate or show her maybe instigating a fight between her and Monique. But by the same token, I just find that hard to believe because I feel like if production felt that way, they probably would have showed at least some of that footage of Candiace allegedly, setting Monique up to attack her. Also, what I've been told is that allegedly, despite what we see on cameras from Candiace's castmates and their perpetual need to always find fault in things that she's doing, my sources tell me that allegedly the majority of the ladies want Candiace to stay on the show, for the exception of 2 ladies. Who are those 2 ladies? Well, my source told me that information is sealed tight and they just wouldn't share it with me. But do know that Candiace, despite what you see on camera from her other castmates, she is liked on the show and the majority of the ladies want her to stay on the show. Next, I have been told that allegedly production feels that Candiace is too good at manipulating scenes. And what they mean by that is this. When I asked my source, they explained that allegedly Candiace is really good at reading people's emotional intelligence. And I think it comes from the fact that her mother is, I think, a psychotherapist. And so for production, I can see how that could cause some issues when they're trying to produce certain scenes. So let's just say, for example, production is saying, Mia, we want you to approach Candiace and we want you to bring up this topic and this topic. And we want you to bring up those 2 topics with this type of emotion, right? Let's just say they allegedly told Mia that. So when Mia goes into that scene, I think what happens is that Candiace is really good at reading a person's emotional intelligence and being able to flip it against them and then work it into her favor. And a lot of times what I think happens is this. When ladies come to Candiace with baseless claims that are easily argued against, or they can be easily argued against, then I think Candiace realizes that, and she comes in and she attacks, and she's able to hit them with facts instead of emotions. And I think that can become very, I guess you can say, frustrating for production if they want Candiace to have a certain type of emotion when she has something brought to her, but her mind is like, well, that's not factual, that's not based in facts or anything that I have done. And then instead of being emotional, she becomes like a prosecutor, and she started hitting all their claims with counterclaims. And then at the end of the day, it really makes it look like that the person who was bringing Candiace this drama was at the end of the day either lying on her or was just over-exaggerating an issue. Also, what I have been told is this, that allegedly the ladies that production has allegedly been testing to replace Candiace are actually ladies who, if Candiace, they were to bring on the show right now, would be Team Candiace or would be brought on through a connection through Candiace. And what my sources have told me, that the ladies that they are thinking about testing have said, if Candiace is not on the show, they're not on the show. Once again, I asked my sources, who are these ladies that they at production is allegedly testing? They wouldn't say. As you know, that Real Housewives of Potomac, their production is notorious for being private and tight-lipped. The next thing, my sources told me that allegedly production knows getting rid of Candiace is very tricky. Very tricky. And I think it's tricky simply because Candiace is one of those housewives who really cannot be replaced so easily. One is because Candiace has strong storylines. She does bring a lot of value to the show in terms of image, in terms of her intelligence. She does add a different layer to the show because she's a younger lady, a younger woman who is newly wedded and trying to balance having a family and a career. And there's just not a lot of ladies on a reality TV show that's doing the things that Candiace or trying to balance the things that Candiace is currently trying to balance. So it will be very tricky, I think, to get rid of Candiace. I think production knows that. Which leads me to this. Do I think production has fired Candiace? No. I don't think production has fired Candiace at all. I do believe Candiace will be back for next season of Real Housewives of Potomac. And, you know, Candiace is, to me, like a younger version of a Nene. She understands how to produce reality TV. She understands storylines. She understands story plots. And a lot of drama each season tends to be centered around Candiace because she provides she provides herself as a good sparring partner with the other ladies. Whenever drama is brought to her, she never backs down. Now, some people may say that's her not taking accountability. And me, I think it's her defending herself. And what that does is, even though you might not agree with it, and you may see it as her not being accountable, it does provide good television when you're seeing her going back and forth with another a castmate. And, you know, last but not least, Candiace really is a one-woman army over on Real Housewives of Potomac. And that's the best place, I think, to be a lot of times. Because when you're a one-woman army and not really picking sides, or you're stepping back to see which side is right, which side is wrong, and kind of like deciding which team to move with, you really allow your value to shine to the network and to producers. And I think that's one smart thing Candiace has done. You know, she may pick a side and she may not pick a side, but it always, at the end of the day, seems as if it's Candiace against everybody. And when she's able to sit there and stand on her own 2 feet, I think she shows Bravo that she really is a strong cast mate, which I think will make it ultimately difficult to replace her. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Candiace can be replaced on Real Housewives of Potomac and it still be a good show? Or do you think it's just too early to replace such an intricate or such a prominent cast member on Real Housewives of Potomac right now? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.